Hi everyone, I am Brittany, the Cosmic Lunar Soul. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back to all of my subscribers. Today I have another Lenormand flip through for you. This is the Neon Moon Lenormand by Pixel Occult. I'll put all of the information in the description box, but let's go ahead and get into it. So this was a Kickstarter. The person who does these kickstarts their decks and then puts them on Etsy. So this is actually available on their Etsy. Same name and everything. Again, links will be in a description, but they go by Pixel Occult. This kickstarted and now retails for $30 US, which isn't too bad for a Lenormand deck. If you're a little new into Lenormand, maybe a little steep, in my opinion, and maybe not the best for beginners, but we'll see after the flip through. This has an accompanying tarot deck. I don't have that deck. Ironically, I really like the Lenormand, but I'm very picky with my tarot. The tarot retails for $40, and you can find that on their Etsy again. So this comes in a two-piece box. It's a nice size. I'll have to see. I'm eager to see the size of the cards because it seems a little bigger than like my standard Lenormand. Actually, I only have one standard Lenormand deck, ironically. Everything else is slightly off size. But this says on the back, a retro-futuristic Cyberpunk Lenormand deck features 54 unique illustrations, and this was designed in Portland, Oregon, and this is the first edition. So you can see here that it is a nice two-piece, nice box, perfect. I got some stickers with the Kickstarter. There were some digital things as well. Here is the guidebook, and then here are the cards. They are wrapped in cellophane. So let me go ahead and pull these out, set them off to the side. Again, you can see the box is quite simple, just a regular two-piece. Feels pretty standard in terms of a box, and it fits together well. So if you like to travel with your decks, you don't have to worry about the lid coming off, but I always recommend to put a little band around it if you're not going to put it in like a little travel bag. So here are the stickers. They feel like really nice vinyl stickers, actually. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I really like them. This is Pixel Occult. You can see that. And then these just have like a cool cyberpunk kind of feel. This almost looks like a QR code. I thought that it was at first. And how cool would that have been, right? To have like a funky QR code. And then this just kind of looks like a nice cyberpunk arrow box kind of thing. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. I'll probably leave them in the box for now and like think about it and come back later. Here is the guidebook. It's actually quite tiny. Most Lenormand guidebooks kind of are because usually traditionally there are 36 cards. This one has a bit more, but we'll kind of talk about that later. But the guidebook is unique in that it's like flip book style instead of, like regular book style. Here it just goes into explaining the neon moon. It's just, a cyberpunk setting, and it has 54 unique cards. So aside from the standard 36, Pixel Occult has included 18 extra cards, and basically you can just expand it as a regular Lenormand deck or kind of use it as like a Lenormand Oracle deck, or just, however, it's very freestyle, right? And it gives examples of how to read with Lenormand. If you look at it, actually, it's just kind of like, it almost looks like a scroll, like it's scrolling through a game settings, which is super cool. I really like the user experience of this. I will say I wish that it was a little wider because you can fit more. I wish the margins were thinner. I'll put it that way, because you can fit more on a page and perhaps squeeze a little bit more into it. This is just going through and explaining the different techniques in Lenormand, talking about it touches on reflecting techniques, mirroring techniques, knighting techniques, some of which I've never heard of, so I'm actually going to read through them. And then it goes into the Lenormand spreads. This one does explain why they don't include one card spreads, and basically just that if you're unfamiliar with Lenormand, it relies very heavily on the cards around it. So they opted to start with a 3-card spread. So explains how to walk you through a 3-card spread, 5-card spread, 9-card spread. And see, this is where I'm talking about where, like, had they made the margins a little wider, probably could have squeezed in like a graphic or two to show the 9-card spread. Versus the 5-card versus the 3-card, because it's easy, like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But 9 is usually a box, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But if you're new to Lenormand, you would probably have to read through this to get an explanation of that versus just being able to eyeball it. And it does talk you through a lot of that. And then it goes into the grand tableau, which, of course, would also be nice to have. I'm a very visual person. I could read through things and discern things for myself and draw them out myself. But I have come to learn after years of tutoring and teaching that it is best to combine mediums. Some people read better for learning. Some people are visual. And then some are a combination of both. So it's good to have a little bit of both going on. So we go through there and we get into the card meanings. One thing I will point out is that there is no table of contents in this book and the pages are not numbered. So you kind of have to just flip through and find everything. You guys know I am a table of contents kind of girl, so I'd prefer to have a table of contents and numbered pages. So we go through. Here is where we get into the meaning of the cards. So it has the number. I'm going to see if I can. I'm so sorry. It's blurry, guys. I don't know how to focus a GoPro, so it is what it is, I guess. You can imagine. We have the number. We have the name of the card, which is the rider. And then we have the associated playing card, which is the 9 of hearts. And then it gives kind of like a little flowery spiel about it, more of like a description. And then it has the subject, which in this case is news, messages, delivery, or visitor. And then we have modifier. So what that means is how does it modify the cards around it? So this means speedy, movement, passionate, athletic, action, updates, and declaration. I actually really like the concept of the modifier. If you saw my flip through of the Under the Roses Oracle, I would have really liked that in there because I like the layout of that guidebook. So let me skip through. I want to get to the end and see how they handle the extra cards, because obviously the extra cards are not going to have a playing card association. So it has its own section. We have the extra card meanings. I did not notice this, but it says, if you've noticed, the 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s of each suit is missing. And then basically he included those numbered cards along with the wild card jokers that have no suit and no number, and created the extra cards based off of them. It does explain that you can either opt not to use them, or if you include all of them, you can make a huge grand tableau. So you would basically expand the grid from the standard 9x4 to 9x6. And he's like given it the nickname Grander Tableau, which is really, really funny. Here again, since they do have, it's going to be structured the same way because it is given the different cards that are not associated with the main deck. So here they are here, and we'll kind of see them better when we do the flip through. But they did say too, you can pull out cards and mix and match. Like for example, we have a person card here, and then we have another person card here. So if you like to be a little more like gender neutral in your Lenormand readings, you can opt to switch out the man and woman for the two people cards, and then you still kind of have your normal flow of Lenormand. Because there were so many extra like people, there was even like two jokers represented other things as well. You can even just pull those things out and kind of make them identifiers, so you can have like a mini deck of identifiers and then do a full reading if you'd like to do it that way. So there's a lot that you can do, but let's go ahead. I'm gonna get the cellophane off of this and we will get into the flip through, and then stay tuned for the end where I'm gonna try some deck pairings with this. All right, be right back. Okay, so there are a few people in this deck. I'm going to see if I can pull them out. I will say too, some of the cards are hard to read, like because the titles are vertical, right? So as the word gets longer, the letters get tinier. So some of them are hard to read. You kind of get used to them though. Because I know some of the cards, it's not quite as difficult, but like this one threw me off for a while. So these are the people cards that are actually part of the main Lenormand. So you can see here they're labeled as people, and but traditionally it would be man and woman. But you can see that we have other people cards here. They do have meanings, I believe, in the guidebook. So let me see what some of them are, for example. So let's see what this one is. So they're all considered signifiers. So they represent, the current or a person in the current's life, but they each have different little like quotes. So, for example, this person here says, "In moments we are strong, others are weak. In a different moment we are weak and others are strong. The only consistent strength we had was when we worked together." Whereas, let's see, where is it? This person here, it says they'll hope you feel lesser next to them so you can see them as more than you. But if they don't need you, they wouldn't be spending their time cashing in on what you bring to the table. So I feel like the quotes don't necessarily have to go with everything in here, but it would be really cool if you want to use this for like game building or character building and stuff like that. But there are levels of diversity, but let me look at the daemon cards first. There are two, so they are both the I guess jokers, the jacks. Okay, I see. We have. Let me reorder this. Okay, I know it's a little hard to see because of my lights, but I'll try to talk everything through. It took a while to figure out, but I got it. So we have a few different options, which is really nice. These are our standard people. They are the ones that are numbered. They're part of the regular Lenormand. These are numbered as the extra cards, these three here. They are other people that you can basically substitute in and out, or you can use all of them. You could just have them on their own and pull them as signifier cards, sorry. That's up to you. You can also do the same for this set. Here, these are one sets of jokers. So you can see the joker cards here. They are also identified as just people. But then we have the other set of jokers, and they are identified as demons. So let me see what the guidebook says about the demon jokers. So for the demons, they are basically the subconscious, idle until invoked in the background. So as a modifier, they're subtle, unseen, beneath the surface, ambient. So it's interesting. You can either opt to use them as just regular people. You can use them as like a shadow side, however you want to incorporate that, or you can use it as the guidebook lays it out. But these are kind of your humanoids, minus the child. The child doesn't really, you can replace them if you want to, but these I think are how I believe are meant to be mixed and matched. So yeah, that is the interesting part of the people. So let me go back and talk about the artwork and the entire deck, and I'll be right back. So you can see here's the back. That is the little sticker thing that we got. So it's kind of the back logo of the cards. They have purple foiling, nice and bright, beautiful there. And you can have already seen the artwork on the front. It has I'm going to see if you guys can see that. It has a slightly linen finish. You can see those like little grids and raised things. You can feel it lightly. You can tell it's not smooth, but it's not like it feels weird, I guess. And that is on the front and the backs of the cards. So it's quite interesting. Let's see how it shuffles. So overhead, really lovely. The cardstock has like a obviously very glossy finish. And then the cardstock itself is actually quite thin. maybe a tad on the thinner side than what I would want, just a tad. I would like for it to be a hair thicker, because the whole deck is pretty lightweight. But let's see how it takes to riffle shuffling. It riffles very well. It's hard to bridge because the cards are quite short, but bridge and squeeze in method, quite lovely. If you are a bridger like I am, or a riffle shuffler, I should say, you will get some bend in the cards. You can kind of see it's starting to form already. But these cards are so lightweight, they can just bend them out very easily. See? So, let's talk about some pairings. I feel like if you saw if you saw a few of my last unboxings, I think one of them is going to be quite obvious. Let me go get it. All right, if you guessed it correctly, let me know in the comments. This is the Eldritch Overload deck. This is my Cyberpunk Tarot deck. So while this one has a lot of black as the main color scheme, this one has a lot of like pinks and purples. So it's like the inverse of this, and I want to see how they look. If you have the Neon Moon Tarot deck, obviously they're meant to go together. It's a very obvious and intended pairing, whereas this I think would be really fun. So what I'm going to do is shuffle the cards, and I'm just going to pull a few cards from, I'll pull 3 since we were talking about 3 Lenormand. Let's see. Let's do this one. It's not a real reading, but I want to, you know, kind of mix it up a bit. All right. And then let's see what we get for our Lenormand. You know, it's not as seamless of a match as I thought it would be. I thought it would kind of go a little better, but there is a lot of black in these cards, whereas like this one is very vibrant and bright. So let's see. Let's pull some more. I think aesthetically, they just are not going to mesh. They're like two different genres of subgenres of cyberpunk. So, the images, though, like if you not like the necessarily the artwork, but the kind of the artwork. If you look at this, they do mirror each other in a kind of way. So it doesn't seem very obvious at first. It's not an obvious pairing, but it's actually not the worst. It's better than I thought like a second ago. And like, let's see here. There's a lot of people in masks in this, but like, there is some overlap, of course, but you know, you're not going to get that with every single pairing that you do. So, I do like that. I have another pairing, but you guys let me know what you think of the Eldritch Overload pairing. And then my other one, if you saw that unboxing, this isn't surprising, is the Oracle of Pluto. So let me go ahead, pull these cards out and just pull out some cards. So this matched very well with my Eldritch Overload. So I think it might be a little off the beaten path for the Neon Moon. Actually, maybe not. I forgot that this has much more of a black color scheme than the Eldritch Overload. I might actually really like this pairing. Okay, so we just pulled 3 random cards. Again, this isn't like a real reading, just trying to look at things aesthetically. See how they look. I actually really like this together, guys. Ooh, I like this. Okay. It's definitely up my alley here with this pairing. Let's see what other cards we get. And then let's see. I like this together. I feel like I would use this together, actually. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. All right, everyone. That was the flip through of the Neon Moon Lenormand. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Would you get this? Do you like the pairings? That kind of stuff. So let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.